Okay, this is how to work stocking stitch. This will turn out to be a piece of stitching with a very smooth side on the front and bumps on the back. So first of all, I've got a few stitches cast on here, and I'm going to work in normal knit stitch for the first row. So you go in from the bottom, take the yarn around the back between the two needles, push the front needle down and take it off the left needle. If you don't already know how to do knit stitch, if you look at my website, I've got another video tutorial showing you how to do the knit stitch. So in the second stitch, take the yarn around the back between the two needles, point the right needle down. So you made your second stitch on the right needle, take it off the left. Continue in this way to the end of the row. So the first row is worked in knit stitch along. And on my website I've also got a really simple photo step-by-step guide to show you how to do knit stitch if you don't already know. When you get to the end of the row, the next row needs to be purl. And I'll show you how to do that now. So I'm going to swap the needles around. So the stitches are on my left hand side, my empty needle is in the right. Now purl, instead of going in from the bottom of the stitch here, for purl you're going to go down from the top. So the yarn is going to be in the front. You're going to take the tip of your needle and go in opposite ways to the other needle. So go down from the top. Okay. Then you take your yarn, the end with the ball on, and you're going to wrap it same between the two needles again, but this time I'm going from the front to the back and around the working needle. Then I'm going to take my working needle back out the way I came, so tipping it back up, catching that yarn as I go. I'll show you again in a minute. And take it off the left needle. So the tip of the working needle goes in from the top to the bottom this time. The yarn is at the front and it's going to go to the back between the two needles and then around the working needle. The working needle is going to go back out, so tip back up through the stitch you've been working on, catching that yarn you've just pulled around, and then take it off the left needle. So you've got two on the right. So again, point the working needle down, so you're going into the stitch the wrong way, from the top to the bottom, opposite way to if you're doing a knit stitch. Taking the working yarn to the back between the two needles, and then around the working needle. Push the working needle back up, so you know you've got 3 stitches on the right needle, just 1 on the left. Take it off. And you carry on working that purl stitch to the end of the row. So I've done a row of knit, a row of purl, and the next time I work I'm going to do another row of knit stitch. And I'll just show you what it looks like. So there, I'm going to swap the needles over again, and you can see here that the front of my stocking stitch is flat and it's got a pattern of little V's on. The wrong side of my knitting is bumpy and looks like garter stitch. So if the side facing you, ready to go, is the flat side, you know you're ready to work a knit row, called plain sometimes. So I'm going to work a plain knit row, as I normally would, in from the bottom to the top. I'm always referring to the pointy bits of the needles as the top. So in from the bottom to the top, ready to work another knit row. Okay, and you'll just continue in this way, knitting one row, purling another, until you've got the length you need. And that's stocking stitch.